How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Virtual History 360. I'm Mr. Wade, and this is your yesterday's history for a More Perfect Union Level 1. That's right, we are finished with Level 1, so let's review what we talked about. Remember, the focus of Level 1, the introduction to the unit, really was the weaknesses of the Articles of Confederation. That was our colonial government. After we broke away from England and we formed our own government that run during the Revolution, it did its job. But after the Revolution, the armor started to fade, right? We started to see how bad the system really was and why it wasn't really working. So we focused in Level 1 on the weaknesses. Now there are 4 big weaknesses that I really harped on. Those are: Congress had no authority to raise money by collecting taxes. All they could do was ask. States could say no. Then Congress had no control over foreign trade, meaning each individual state could trade with foreign countries. Can you see how that could get complicated? Then the third one was Congress could not force states to carry out its laws. There was no supremacy clause, so the states could basically do whatever they wanted. And then the last, all 13 states had to agree to any amendments, making it nearly impossible to correct problems. Think about that. Can you get anyone in this room to agree to one thing, let alone 13 independent states? Oh, yeah. Can you see why it was going to be impossible to change the articles following those rules? We'll talk about that later when we get to level 2, right? So those are the weaknesses of the Articles of Confederation that we've really focused in on. So that leads to your bellwork question. Of the 4 that I just mentioned, which weakness do you think was the most serious? What do I mean by that? The one that if they wouldn't have fixed or we wouldn't have changed, which of those weaknesses do you think hurt the country the most? And that's what I want you to tell me about in your bellwork question. All right? So that covers level 1, weaknesses of the Articles of Confederation. Hope you do well. Be awesome. And for Virtual History 360, I'm Mr. Wade. I'll see you next time.